Hello YouTube, this is Shady here again, and this is going to be part 2 of the Darwin and God religion talk that Doc and I did. In this section, we kind of start to get away from his videos and that situation, and we start to talk more about just the religion and evolution as a whole. And the link in the description are on screen now and in the description. And again, at the end of the video, part 3 will be on the screen and in the description as well. So I hope you guys enjoy, and we're not boring you too much. Catch you guys later, and I hope you enjoy. And it's kind of the same thing with how the Christian people reacted. You know what I'm saying? You know how I'm pointing
Well,
that out?
I certainly understand that part because no one likes to be told that they're wrong,
Right,
especially in the belief system. No one likes to be told that they're wrong.
which
Uh,
was, yeah, go ahead.
it conflicts directly with their belief system, so of course
React the
um,
way they do.
they're going to deny it as much as possible. They're going to deny it even if the proof is right in front of their face. And that was the point of the video, that it is. You don't have to accept that. You don't have to, but it's there. And should you choose not to accept it, that's perfectly fine. You can keep on going believing in whatever you want to believe in. But I just don't see how you couldn't. It makes much more sense, to me at least, if you just enfolded that in whatever religion you have and just said that,
Right,
whoa,
and you said
that's
that in the
God's doing.
video. Yeah, you said that in the video. And kind of my kind of, I guess, advice from someone who's been down this road to you is how I understand how intelligent you are and how you can understand this and you believe this. But no matter how you feel, no matter how right you are, it's just like these people with the Westboro Baptist Church. No matter how ignorant their ideas may be, there are going to always be people that believe like that, and there's nothing you can do to change it. And there's no use, and this was kind of my advice to you, is there's no use trying to convince them otherwise, because not only are you wasting your time, you're wasting their time, and you could be doing something more productive. And that was kind of my point, and it was badly spoken. But I've been down this road because I come from literally a town that should have been put in the middle of the fucking Bible Belt. We have, I think I said it in the comments, we have like, I looked the other day, the town is just south of 13,000 people, and there's 59 churches in Circleville. You you still there?
Well, yes, I am still here.
Okay.
Um,
And I mean, I've been down that road, and I mean, I was one of probably 10 agnostics in high school, because in my high school you were either Catholic, you were Christian, or you were Muslim, and it was like 50% Catholic, 35% Christian, like 4%
Protestant.
or 10% Muslim, and then whatever else was the rest of us that were agnostic. And then there were people who just didn't practice. Um, but yeah, it's that would just be. I mean, I feel like it causes you great frustration, and being a friend of yours, I want to see you not have to deal with that. And I understand that maybe you like to debate, and maybe you enjoy getting frustrated, but you were pretty pissed off when you recorded that commentary. And I that's where my kind of misguided advice was headed, was that these people are just ignorant, like you said. I mean, you said it yourself. And they're always going to believe ignorantly, because their grandparents believe ignorantly, and their great grandparents. It's like I live next door to these people. They're Catholic, and they will be Catholic until the end of time, because my great granddaddy would roll over in his grave if I stopped going to mass every Saturday or whatever.
I see what you're saying, and thanks for the concern and everything, but I don't feel like my time is being wasted. I know it's pretty futile. There's really no point to it,
Yeah.
but I don't feel like just because no one is going. I won't say no one, because there's certainly people listening to me, and I have made some impact on a lot of people actually that I've spoken to, because I give quite a few speeches at my college, and I debate quite a lot. I do like debating. I don't like arguing. I think that's pretty standard with everybody, but I don't feel like my time's being wasted by telling the truth to anyone. Um, and I guess you can say, well, maybe it's not the truth, but I would disagree with you on that.
I wouldn't say that it is or it isn't, because I know not enough.
Um, well, I won't go so far as to say I know enough, but I know quite a lot. and it's definitely pointing in that direction. And
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't, I don't think that just because someone is ignorant means you should hide what you what you really want to tell them, because it's just like if you feel strongly about something, then you should not hide that just because what you say isn't going to have an impact. And it's this entire idea that, especially the evolution, it ties very closely to religion, as we've spoken about.
Yeah.
And why people get so pissed off is that it does challenge their belief system. And over the hundreds and hundreds of past years, we've gotten to this point where anything that is criticizing or ridiculing religion is completely offensive and out of line, and it's taboo to even think of doing that. It's if somebody gets offended, that's cool, but and your point is,
And I forgot where I was going, but I just I figure, I just rather fucking tell poop and shit jokes than, I mean, you and I are very different. Well, not very different. We're somewhat different people.
oh
Um,
well, we're very different
we're,
on this topic.
we're very different on this topic. With, we're very similar on some others, and we're different people. And I would much rather do epic story times with Shady than try to convince a Christian that it's possible for evolution to exist, because I have tried to go down that road before. And I would much rather have my dick chopped off if I ever had to do that again. But it's all in the eyes of the beholder, and I'm gonna. And part of it is that I'm, with the exception of my mother, I'm open about pretty much everything. Um, I don't really keep anything. I mean, it's pretty much well known that I like attractive women with large breasts. I enjoy swearing, Mountain Dew and beer, and Italian food. I mean, that's pretty much me at my core. In the whole belief system, anyone who wants to ask can ask, and I'll spill until I can't spill anymore. But I mean, I don't really give a damn what they think about what I believe, whether or not it's right or wrong in their eyes. I mean, I'm going to believe what I want to believe, and people of all different belief systems, faiths, religions, whatever, are going to feel the same way. And that was kind of my basic point, I feel like, that I made poorly.
I got your point in the videos. It's what from what you went through, it seems kind of pointless to do so. But for myself personally, becoming an atheist has been the biggest single change in my life.
What were
And
you raised?
I was Catholic for 17 years,
Oh my God. God.
Orthodox Catholic, and
Did you go to
I
Catholic school with the uniforms and no girls?
no,
Okay, good. Good.
and this
We
change
had one
that
of those.
this it's you could almost I hate saying this, but you could call it a religious experience. It's kind of ironic to use those terms, but going from a very very strong belief in God to none at all in such a short amount of time is it was a religious experience, and I've my life since then, it's been I would like to think so. It's been thousand times better. Of course, the experience that I went through to get to that certainly is not one that I wanted to happen, but it's ever since I've lost my faith, I've been much happier, and I don't feel well. I don't know, how do I want to say this? Um, it's certainly it's not as big of a topic for you as it is for me, because the way I feel at this point, I am very, very. I don't say I'm very vocal about this on my channel because I try not to offend people as much as I can.
See, I don't give a damn about that. I'll offend anybody till here and come
Well,
Allah or whatever. I don't even know.
I will say what I think, but I don't want to just. I don't want to be one of those people that make YouTube videos about how much they hate everything.
Even though that's my signature series.
Well, no, that's certainly not what I mean.
Yeah.
Just type in atheist into YouTube and you'll get
Oh
videos.
yeah,
Of
yeah.
people
I've done that before. Yeah.
just going ballistic. I don't want to be one of those people because I would rather I don't really want to hide behind being anonymous, if that makes sense. I would rather get into a conversation with someone than just go off for 8-10 minutes and just blab on about what I think is right. Um, and the way I feel now is that this is the single greatest threat to humanity. And you might think that's silly, but it's definitely what I believe, and I believe that firmly. And I really don't want it around. And I will, I guess you could call it one of my causes in life. But I don't want to have to live in a world where my children are going to have to grow up with this. I think it's a grotesque and just wicked display of the human spirit. I think it's not needed. I think it makes the human, it puts the human at a level where it's below anything. It suppresses free thinking. It suppresses inquiry, and I don't like it at all. And I don't see any evidence for it. I don't, and because of that, I don't want it taught in schools. I don't want to see it in the news. I don't want to see it all over my Facebook status feed. I don't want to have to go through that. I'm perfectly fine with a personal relationship, but the idea of organized religion, it disgusts me honestly, and I just can't, I don't want it around. And until I die, that's going to be a huge part of my life, because for a lot of people, it doesn't seem like you can do anything. And I think if you take that attitude, nothing's going to really be done. It's going to be around, um, and I don't want it to be around. So I'm going to do as much as I can to facilitate that.
Now, I may not have gone through such an extreme kind of change, but my mom found religion again. Okay, now bear in mind, my father was raised in a family where my grandfather was a borderline abusive Southern Baptist church leader. I don't know what the hell you call Baptist leaders, whether they're priests or reverends or whatever the hell. And these are the kind of people where like you jump in a plastic kiddie pool with a rattlesnake, and if the rattlesnake bites you, your face not strong enough with God. And he was made to go to church 4 times a week, um, every week from the time he was like 3 years old until he rebelled at about age 15. So my dad was one of those where he's just not been a fan of God for a long time. So for the first 8 years of my life before he and my mother split up, that is how we lived. We never went to church. I really had no concept of religion at that point. Um, and I was kind of okay with that. And then my parents kind of split up. And my mom was raised from a family of not hardcore Baptists, but relatively, normal Baptists. Not like egomaniac crazy, but, they go to church every Sunday. They pray at meals, that sort of thing. And I have no problem with that. But so my mom decided to find God after the divorce, and I was kind of swept along into that because I was, 8 years old and knew not better, and I basically did whatever the hell my mom said. Um, and we did that it was like, we did that every Sunday for like, I don't know, 2 years. And then it got to the point where I was like, wait a minute. And I think about 11 is when I actually hit like a, kind of like my, as I do air quotes, adulthood, because I started questioning things and I started not believing everything she said, because she's one of those, it was her way or no way. I mean, I could mow the grass vertically, but if I didn't box it, I had to do it again. Um, so